I've launched an art challenge and I will be glad for you to try it. There is no deadline. Me myself wanted to do one more, but right now I'm not able to. So let me find your entry for this challenge one of these days and I will feature it in the next vlog. One of the most challenging elements of making these vlogs is building a narrative that makes sense through each episode. If you want to understand the title, stick to the very end. Lately, the main reason I couldn't share my vlogs on time is because I still didn't find my words, just like in the last episode. 2 weeks for you to figure out what are you going through mentally and emotionally is more often than not, in fact, not enough time. But let's get into it with pace and tell you what I'm going through. By now you should know what kind of relationship I have with social media. If it wasn't because I'm running my art career and business with it, I don't see the necessity of it in my life. So one thing that I've been doing is deleting the app from my phone and downloading it again only when I needed to do something on the platform. I try to surround myself with good energy and people I love and get as much nature as I can to recharge. Talking about life choices, possibilities, art, and more especially my work and the many doubts I get when I'm in these phases. Since I'm working on building my course and have some commissions to do, spending time drawing for myself hasn't been the main focus, so also spending time being on social media creates more anxiety for me. As a traditional artist, I always been drawing with pencils first, then pen, mainly on paper. Back then, I was 14 and just fell in love with the ballpoint Pilot Fine. I just love how light and solid the ink looked and how lines could be very similar to a pencil, and that especially with a pen, the risk of messing up were a lot higher, so I had to level up my overall skills in drawing. I tend to use watercolors and ink for coloring, but I also add acrylics or maybe other things like gold or gel pens, which I use very often. My choice of drawing on colored paper came from an episode. Around 6 years ago, I had a friend that gifted me some brushes and red powder from China. It was a gorgeous box. While trying to use the red powder with water on a blank paper, I noticed that I couldn't draw later on it with my pen due to the very rough surface created. I ended up thinking, instead of coloring on a whole paper, why don't I just take a red paper instead and do something on it? A few weeks later, I came out with a whole project called Passion, and even I had an exhibition and sold some pieces. The fact that I find a lot of my answers through my problems themselves is always very surprising. Right now, I'm not in the best position to push myself and get out of this situation. Being online creates anxiety because I don't have the energy to deal with the news that I'm constantly exposed concerning all sorts of injustices around who I am, the people like me, and other topics that I support in our modern society. I'm very grateful to have so many people fighting alone in my circle, which makes it the only positive thing along the countless things that still need to be fixed. Right now I need to stop making art and think about finishing this course. I need to stop making art and accept my situation. I also need to stop making art to deal with that little voice that becomes very loud when I go through moments like this, and listen to it and give it a name. That voice is fear, insecurity, and all sorts of doubts manifesting in a moment of weakness, and I need to accept my moments of weakness. Just like I had to learn how to rest and many other things, now it's time to accept this too. I use all myself to create. I need time to balance energies when I can in order to keep making, and I will need time. Because a life where I'm not creating is a very unhappy one. I should start listening to that voice that tells me that I should stop making art, and know that when I hear it, it's because I need to take care of myself even more. That I should accept slowing down, being sad for no reason, needing time for myself and away from the noise, needing time to embrace the dark moments as a very natural process. Just like the weather, us artists evolve every season. There are some that have many seasons in a year, then others a little bit less, but we are all constantly changing. I hope you appreciate this video, and it took me a bit of time to put my words together. Probably did not the best, but this is how I try to express myself this time. Take care of yourselves. See you.